One. So we are here today on another episode of Get Stronger with the great Johnny Mac. How are we doing today, sir?
Ran, nice to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you too.
Lovely British weather we're having today.
Absolutely. Well, fortunately, I brought my umbrella, and we are protected by the beautiful pub we're in today.
Yeah,
So,
busy.
absolutely. Bubbly, great environment, great people. But before we get into speaking about the ring too much, tell us a bit more about yourself, like Johnny Mac, and like who you are.
Name is Johnny Mac. I come from Ireland, the accent. Moved to London in 1997 to help my dad run the pubs.
Yeah.
And we had 2 pubs at the time, and we're after building a pub portfolio, a pub group of 5 pubs. We just purchased another pub last week.
Okay.
But we're primarily trying to keep the history of the pubs that we have, and we're bringing the Irish heritage into our new Irish pubs called Mac and Sons.
Love that. So as we grow into the story of Mac and Sons, how did your passion and love for boxing begin?
My whole passion for pugilism came from Bruce Lee. Big Bruce Lee fan in Ireland. I done taekwondo, I done boxing in Ireland. Moved to London in 97, and I was young, dumb, didn't know what I was doing, too much drinking, too much enjoying myself, wasn't keeping fit. And then 14 years ago I came across a school called JKD London.
Okay, yeah.
And I started doing JKD. So JKD London is Jeet Kune Do. The way you did intercepted fist with Bruce Lee. Started doing the street fighting with Black Live. Became a black belt about 3 years ago, and now I'm a junior instructor. So, but I love anything to do MMA, bare knuckle, and boxing. A lot of Bruce Lee stuff. 80% of Bruce Lee what he done was from boxing. He studied Jack Dempsey like you wouldn't believe. All his everything comes from Jack Dempsey. So he's a great guy, yeah.
Absolutely. And I believe he also, like Muhammad Ali, he said he would even not have him in a fight, but as in back in those days, like he was someone he had looked at and said, hey, do you know what?
Lovely, thank you. Dziękuję.
Lovely.
Cup of tea, lovely. I'm an Irishman. I need me tea.
So in terms of, so if we go around that, because JKD is new to the channel, so we've had some MMA coaches on before. I'm aware of Jeet Kune Do, but for those who don't know, talk to us a bit about, as you said, the history of JKD and how that came about.
JKD was a form that was created by Bruce Lee. So a lot of people say, oh, what Bruce Lee done was think of a car, and they were saying that, oh, if you take the engine out of a Porsche and the chassis out of a Ferrari and the chassis of a Volkswagen and the steering wheel, if you put all them together, they won't work. So they were trying to say was, oh, Bruce Lee nicked a little bit of everybody. He didn't nick a little bit of everybody because it's impossible. Okay, so what he done was he studied all the martial arts all over the world, and he just improved on their techniques. So instead of something taking 1 beat, he wanted to do it instead of something taking 2 or 3 beats. In traditional karate, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hit first, and everything has to be non-telegraphic. So you got two primary weapons: your lead hand and your lead foot. So the longest weapon to the nearest target, and it's a street martial arts that basically gets rid of a fight like that. Economy motion. You don't want to be rolling around the ground in a fight.
No.
It's hit, go, and if all else fails, it's the art of fight without fighting. Just run and get out of there. But they were his principles, you know.
Right.
Everything was non-telegraphic.
Incredible. And so with your Jeet Kune Do journey, did it start in Ireland, or was that something that you kind of picked up more in London when you moved over?
Listen, as a 7-year-old boy, I watched Enter the Dragon until my parents seen a pair of boobs in it and went, oh, what are you looking at? So I studied Bruce Lee. I knew nothing about Bruce Lee's philosophy, anything in JKD. He was just a movie star. And a lot of people just think he's a movie star. He's a lot more than a movie star. He changed martial arts forever. And in Ireland at the time, all the Bruce Lee videos, they were all in VHS. A lot of the stuff was cut out. Enter the Dragon, all the nunchuck scenes, all of that was taken out. And there was nowhere to kind of get the books or anything like that. So I kind of went through a phase where I was reading all his books, and it's only till I came to London, till 14 years ago, that I actually really got stuck into it, then really got into the whole philosophy of Bruce Lee, which is brilliant, you know. So we take all our training, we take it from outside of our dojo, and bring it into life. Because be water, my friend, water can flow, water can crash. It can penetrate any surface.
100%. So again, every grain of sand we see is based on the erosion of water being consistent and smashing against those coastal rocks. So the power of it.
Yeah.
Again, speaking of that, in terms of those transferable skills from JKD to life, a lot of our audience are business owners, leaders, and executives. And as someone who's obviously thriving in the hospitality sector, i.e., it's a space which is a battle in itself. It's a battleground. Not only do you have one pub, but you've managed to grow a chain of pubs in the epicenter of London. So talk to us a bit about that journey, how you kind of came from one pub to growing, and you said you've recently got a new acquisition of a new pub as well.
Yeah, I think with the whole martial arts thing, it's like it's having the right mindset. So it's like if you are in a battle, or you're being attacked by another colleague at work, it's not hit first and ask questions later. It's about how you can counteract that or counter-attack that, so people take you more seriously. So I've kind of taken the principles of JKD and brought them into the workplace, and it's given me the confidence to talk to people, 100%. Like the confidence and the disciplines that are in JKD. You bring it to the workplace, and people can see it, and people can feedback off it, and it just gives you balls to go and just go out there and fucking do shit. Be your own boss.
Yeah.
And take your own risks,
So if we were to look at it as I forgot what the name of the movie. I want to say is it. The Bruce Lee movie where he's got the different levels and then he finishes on Game of Death, is it the one? And then he's at the top floor.
Yeah. You know what all that was based about?
No, go on.
So we got the JKD triangle. It's a triangle. So Bruce Lee says, you want to learn how to swim, get in the fucking water. Okay, I can't teach anybody tactics and strategies, counter-attack and sparring until they get the framework done. So you got a JKD triangle. The first section is footwork and stance. You need to get your footwork and stance. If you don't have footwork, you don't have nothing. 80% of a fight is footwork, 20% is striking. You got footwork and stance. You got tool development. You got attack, counter-attack, defense. Then you've got sparring, and then at the top you got enlightenment. So when you get all that, everything happens on its own. You can't start up there and end up down there. If you don't have the proper fundamentals, if you don't have the proper foundation for fighting, you're never going to get, and you're never going to abide by those principles at all.
Of course, yeah.
So that's what Bruce done. So every student that we train, they might start off with footwork and stance. It can take a guy 6 months before he gets it right. And sometimes they get upset and go, why can't I? A lot of people come into our martial arts class and go, show me how to do blocks and how to do it. I said, they can't get the fundamentals right. And when we do one class, we just do every Tuesday and Friday, we do one system, and that's it. Whether it's a straight lead, a rear, a shovel cook, a J kick, stop kick. Because if you throw too much stuff at somebody, they're not going to learn, are they?
I guess it comes back to Bruce Lee's philosophy of, I fear not the man who's done 10,000 kicks once, but the man who's thrown one kick 10,000 times. Absolutely.
That's it. And that is it. And we get guys coming into our school, and they come from different fighting forms. Guys, forget about all those fighting forms. Whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's Muay Thai and all that, you're here to learn JKD. Because if you try to do it your way, what's the point, But it's good, I love it.
And so what would be the transferable skills to running a business? So for instance, let's say I was speaking with the owner of, or chairman of Bromley FC a couple of days ago, and he was referring to saying that he calls it like a triangle, what he was doing running his sales company versus when he's running his football club. He looks at it as, okay, you've got the sales part, you've got the operations, and then you've got the clients. Or in the football space, it's like you've got the players, you've got the admin, or the ones who run the club, and then you've got the fans. When it comes to, like, let's say, running a pub, talk to us about those transferable skills, so like the footwork, the stance, the punches. How would we transfer that over into?
It's all in the JKD triangle. So you come and you work for me, right? Footwork and stance, right? I'm telling you everything about our business. How to dress, how to look after the customers. Tool development, right? I'm going to teach you about the wine, I'm going to teach you about the cocktails, I'm going to teach you about conflicts. Right? When you have all that, going to stick in attack, counter-attack, defense. This is how you serve a customer. This is how you deal with a dodgy customer. And it's all there. Sparring is when you're in the mix of it. You're in a busy pub. This is how you handle yourself. You can handle all those things down. And then when your training is done, you just walk in, you go, make me a spicy margarita. There's no like, let me get out a bit of paper. It's got this. As Bruce Lee says, it happens all by itself. And that's when you know you've cracked it. Somebody throws a punch, you don't go, oh, I need to parry, I need to slip, I need to strike. It happens all by itself.
Yeah.
And that's the way we'd like to get all our staff. But if we don't abide by those principles, if we just employ somebody and throw them in behind the bar and start pulling pints, they're not going to be the best version of themselves through what I'm doing. So we have to do that. And then it's having the whole team on board, and everybody knows about this. Because we have a principle in our company. It's called it's crack. You have to have the crack, and everybody must go home happy. You know, so but you have to have these things in your company, and have everybody has to start off in the same foot. If I was training fighters differently every day of the week, and they all they wouldn't get anywhere. One would be going left, one would be going right. Nobody know what they're doing. If that makes sense.
No, absolutely. No, I love that. And so what that does is it brings us more to like this place. So now that we know how to run business as a whole, you see, our
don't
plans,
open a pub.
no way. No plans to right now. Again, love working in them, but as in like sometimes I get carried away. I've got an addictive personality, so if I'm working here, So
back their own ways.
That's it. So, if we're to look more towards this pub, the Ring. I've had a chance to have a look around some of the photos. It's
great history.
Incredible, great history. But yeah, tell us a bit about like the Ring pub, its history, and how it came a part of the empire.
So we acquired this pub in 2001. We bought the lease from Punch Taverns. And this part of London, Southwark Station wasn't there. They were only starting to work on Southwark Station, and we knew the potential. That opens up.
So you were here before the station opened?
Before it opened, we seen the vision.
That's it.
And the river's only down the road. So we were going, they're going to be like maggots coming out there going to work. Let's get this pub. This was an old boozer. There was carpet on the ground. There was curtains on the windows, full of really seedy characters. Like Lenny McLean used to train. Lenny McLean. He used to train upstairs. The Crays were involved here. They used to look after the landlord because other guys used to come in and look for protection money, and Ronnie and Reg used to come in and sort them all out. And they used to have garages across the road. But we acquired this anyway. And from the first day we got it, there wasn't enough noise being made about the history. Then we later found out that the Ring Boxing Club was established over there in the 1800s, and we started learning about the history. So then we got a book written about all the different fighters and all the stories about the fighters. So what we want to do was keep the history of the ring here. So when foreign people come in, if there's people coming to major boxing matches, it's like us doing a podcast or a review or an interview or something. A lot of people come in and use the pub. But it's getting the customers to know that these are not just photographs of boxers. These are photographs of bare-knuckle fighters, which is massive now in the world. It's all coming, it all swings and roundabouts. And these guys were all prize fighters. And prize fighters, they fought for money. Yeah. They were fighting to put money on the table. And during the Second World War, when Bella and Dick Bird purchased that ring, the chapel across the road, it was used as an air raid shelter. And that took a direct hit in the Second World War. Because she used to use it as a soup kitchen for all the people that couldn't get food, and it took a direct hit, and it was knocked to the ground, and it was never reopened. But it was taken over by Bella and Dick Bird, and they purchased it off a priest, and they said to the priest the day they bought it, they said, "Why was the chapel built in a circle?" And they didn't want anywhere for the devil to hide. And that night, Dick and Bella were having a little nip of whiskey the night they bought the chapel, and they were sitting down, and this black cat walked in, and the black cat had a white ring around its neck, and Bella goes, "Black cat, lucky, it's got a ring, we're going to call it the Ring." So they called the boxing club, because that was called like most boxing thing, they were called the pits, or they were called the pits or the square. Because years ago, when the ring went from, because bare knuckle fighting was outside in fields, they used to hammer stakes into the ground, and it was easier to do a round. But boxing, with the Queensberry Rules changed, boxing went inside, it was easier to make a square ring because you could pull the ropes. But I think the name for the ring came from over there.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. But Bella, first ever lady boxer promoter, because her husband died and she took on the duties of her husband.
Yeah.
And she trained a load of fighters, a load of world champions. She was a local celebrity back in the day through all the theatre and all that. So she knew everybody in London.
Yeah.
She was on, I was going to say the Late Late Show. She was on This Is Your Life back in the 70s, and she passed away. But we're just finding out about her history, and we got a guy now writing a screenplay about her life. And we're going to try and turn it into a motion picture. So a bit like we got the guys that are behind Peaky Blinders working on it.
Okay, yeah.
So it'll be that sort of scene.
Oh, yeah.
But every fighter's got a story over there. And then we're going to try and blend the pub into it as well. So we'll be like the Blue Door of Notting Hill, where it will be a bit of a tourist trap. But the history that's in these walls, I wish we had more walls, because we got another 150 photos.
Oh wow!
And we got nowhere to put them, you know. Yeah. And as well, we were doing some research for the movie, and we found out the markers of Queensberry Rules were written upstairs.
In this building?
In this building.
Wow.
But this building was called the Railway Tavern, because the railway bridge is over there. So when that got bombed, then it became the Ring. So the markers of Queensberry Rules were written, you can look it up, it says they were written in a pub near a boxing club upstairs. It has to be this pub. It's the only pub in the street.
Yeah.
So, bit of history there.
There we go. We are here. Continue writing that new history. So you spoke about a book. So is there a book for this this pub in terms of like the history that you've collated and brought together?
There's a book. So when we took over the pub, I can't think of the guy's name. He was a sports journalist for cricket, and he used to know the guy called Neville that used to run the pub. And basically, he got all the photographs. He done all the research of all the fights, the bouts, the weights, where they were coming over, because a lot of boxers used to come over from America to fight southpaw fighters. Because southpaw, bare knuckle were like this, protect your. It was all the organs, wasn't it? And then it went from that to that into the gloves. So he made this book, and we've only got one copy, and it's in the safe.
Okay.
So we're in the middle of basically getting it and turning it into a proper book. So when we get the screenplay done, we can add a load of stuff from that into it as well, and hopefully that'll something that we can sell. Like we'll be able to sell a lot of merch.
Absolutely.
I don't have a ring hat on today, but I was going to give you one, but we're still waiting for the bloody things to come.
Okay.
We can't sell enough of the bloody things. There you go, we keep running out with them.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
That's it. So speaking of books, I do have my book here. So one thing I did want to speak about here is essentially there's
Principles of boxing, is it?
Absolutely, but before we go into the principles, there's something I call the 4 keys of self-mastery, because I believe that it's
I'm dying to hear this.
It starts like within the mind. So like within boxing, as much as it's physical, most people speak about the mental aspects of it. So I want to see how this ties along with, again, maybe which out of these keys, which ones stand true to like towards Jeet Kune Do, but then maybe also towards like business and like running. Absolutely. So the 4 keys I talk about here is like affirmations, mastering your words, understanding that there's power in the tongue. So like really speaking positively about what you want to achieve, what you want to move towards. Like for instance, Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest. He was saying that well before he was considered the great one.
Yeah.
Goal setting, having clear goals. We call them SMART goals, something specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Something that you can kind of aim towards, shoot towards. So whether that's, okay, I want to win my next boxing match, or ensuring that all the staff have know the menu, etc. Whatever those might be. But it's powerful to have clear goals.
You have to have a goal.
Next is like visualizing. So like, for instance, before I even step in the ring, I see myself, I see the way in, I see myself being in the ring. I definitely visualize my hand being raised at the end of it. No matter how it happens, I see the hand being raised. You may not always get the outcome that you're looking for, but there's power in the mind, and multiple fighters speak about the power of visualization, or in business, people achieving their goals in their mind before it actually becomes a reality. And the 4th step I talk about is physiology, i.e. it's all good talking, having goals, visualizing it, but nothing works without action. So physiology, taking the action, one breath at a time, one step at a time, and actually doing what you say and saying what you do.
You just have to make that step. It's what Bruce says. If you want to learn how to swim, you need to jump into the water.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you'll never do it. And I think a lot of people are afraid to. A lot of people have got great ideas, and people can say what they like, right? Nobody. When I came to London, I was fucking broke. Nobody turned around and said to me, "Johnny, there's the keys of a pub." you'll be a fucking millionaire before you know it. Bollocks. And man, listen to me, I've made mistakes. I've made every mistake in this industry, and it's only in the last 5 or 6 years I'm reaping the rewards. Because I was brought up in a pub. I was brought up in hospitality. It's all about customer service. If you don't have the skill that I have, nothing else will follow. But you have to have all the others. That's why, look, Richard Branson says, employ people for your weaknesses, and that's what I do. I'm not saying I'm great at everything. I'm not saying I'm the best fighter in the world. There's certain techniques that I use that are really good. There's other techniques that I can't do because physically, because of my age, I can't stick my foot up there anymore. So, yeah, I think they're very, very good key points there, you know.
Which one perhaps stands out and helps you in terms of like within like Jeet Kune Do, or perhaps even within just as in the battles of life and business?
Well, visualization. So, to me, we talk a lot about that in my friend's book as well. It's you need to see it to believe it to do it. Like Conor McGregor fucking say it as well. He done it in the book The Secret.
Yeah, absolutely. I've read that.
And I've read that.
Bryan.
So, and he
Under Burn.
Yeah. And he read that and went, right, I know exactly where I'm going to go. And through hard work and discipline, he got there. But you can do all the hard work and discipline and get comfortable. And I done a lot of hard work and discipline, and I took my eye off the ball in the business. And it does impact on personal life, business life, friends' life, and then before you know it, before it's kind of gone, you go, fucking hell, I need to step back and go, why did I arrive here in the first place? My mission was to come to London, okay, make money, but to me it's if you put in the hard work and the visualization, the money comes. A lot of people go, want the money, and it's like they don't want to do the work.
You know, and I think what you said is beautiful, because that actually brings us perfectly onto what I call the 12 keys, which again I've showed you a bit before. Yeah. But essentially these keys have absolutely helped change my life. Learned them primarily through boxing, but transferable to whatever else you face. For those on the screen, I'll just run through them. So they are faith, vision, teamwork, focus, hard work, dedication, discipline, the will to win, resilience, confidence, respect, humility, and legacy. So out of these, you've already mentioned a few of them in terms of hard work, the discipline required, but perhaps which principles stand out to you and have helped you? One from a Jeet Kune Do in terms of becoming a black belt, because every winner was once a beginner, and the fact that you've now mastered Jeet Kune Do as a black belt, which one has kind of helped you get to that stage?
Every one of them. I had to have faith in myself, the courage to know that I could do it. So in order to do it, I needed to fucking just turn up at the first class, get it done. 14 years later, first day I started, my instructor says to me, if you stay here, Johnny, you could be an instructor one day. And I went, I don't fucking think so. I don't think that's going to happen. Vision. Always have a vision. If you don't have a vision, you'll never get to the end of the road. It's as simple as that. You have to have a clear vision. If you don't have a clear vision, you're going to fuck up. And stick to that vision and keep going. Teamwork. You don't have a business without a team. You can't do everything yourself. You can't train for a boxing match on your own. You need a neutral. You need fucking people training you. You need a coach. You need a manager. You need a venue. You need to have a team, and it's about having that vision and getting the right team. Focus on one thing. I've got ADHD and I find it very hard to focus on fucking anything. But my problem is I try to focus on too many things. If I focus on too many things, I get nothing done. Stick to one thing, get it done, strike it, and move on to the next one. Because if you don't have proper focus, it'll go to shit. Hard work and dedication. I think everybody should have that in their life. Nobody's going to hand you a free fucking dinner in this life. End of story. You're not going to get a free dinner. Discipline. When I was training for my black belts, I was training for the Great Northern Run, training for a half marathon. My black belt, I had to do 10 3-minute rounds of boxing and 10 3-minute rounds of kickboxing against 2 black belts. So I knew myself going into that battle, as I call it, I needed to be fucking fit, focused, 100% fit. If I wasn't getting my black belts. So no drink, no sex, no drink, clean living, and I got there in the end. The will to win, 100%. You have to have the will to win. See where that finish line is. What's the point in doing all the hard work and not getting there? Listen, coming second is not bad, but at least if you're trying hard enough to get there, I think it's a great place to be. And never say, well, I was never good enough. Bollocks. You have to, if you want to be a top athlete, you have to get up and run. You have to eat right, because everybody else is doing it. That wants to get to the same level, as you. What's that
Resilience.
Saying? What's resilience?
So I look at resilience as in like almost like how Rocky used to say, it doesn't matter how many times you get hit, it's how many times you can get hit and keep moving forward, how much you can take. So resilience I look at as something where is in the ability to have thick enough skin to overcome the hurdles and the setbacks which you'll face. Because for instance, you can't get in water without getting wet. You can't win a boxing match. Well, you can, but most boxing matches aren't won without getting hit. You know, so you're gonna have that resilience. Imagine someone can be the most talented, land 25 punches, takes one, it's like, woo! Well, you've got to have a bit of resilience and thick skin
I think
too.
the resilience in our business is everything gets thrown at you. COVID came, fuck me, that's the biggest punch I've ever taken. Two things could have happened there. I could have just fucking walked away and topped myself in, which a lot of lads did because they didn't know how to fucking handle it. Or we just says, right, battle down, how can we get through this? What? It's like fucking water. You know, which way is it going to go? So and we got through it. We're very easy. We used our head. How can we come out of this smiling? When we come out of COVID, we had to go back and start again. We had to start off from fucking the very start again. It was like the JKD triangle. We had to start off with the basics because everybody came back and thought, oh, sure, no, because everybody's head was fucked up after COVID. Confidence. I've got loads of that. You have to be a confident person. If you're not confident, you'll never get anywhere in life. If you don't have the balls to ask somebody for something, all they can say is no. Yep. And if they do say no, don't let it hurt your confidence. Because if you keep throwing enough shit at the wall, some of it's going to stick.
Absolutely.
It's like you meet me, I come down here, you don't know what's going to happen out with this. And I'm the same as well. I always believe in helping people, whether it's in hospitality or boxing, and giving people a good fucking start in life. You know, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Absolutely.
And I believe in karma. I believe in helping other people. Respect. Big fucking word, that. Yeah. So you respect your parents, your wife, your kids, your trainer. If somebody says to do something, if it's the right thing to be done or the right thing to be said, you need to respect them because they're older than you. They've been there longer than you. They know the right way and the wrong way to do. And if you've made enough mistakes as much as I have, I know that people will respect my decision because they know what I'm talking about. So it's like a good coach. Coach says, "Oi, we're going to do another 3 rounds." No. Respect your coach because they know, innit? Yeah. It's like your parents. You respect your parents.
Absolutely.
What's this one?
Humility.
Ooh.
So just to give context, what I mean by humility is in 2 areas. One, an attitude of gratitude. It's in sometimes you can get to the space where people forget to be grateful for what you've got, and then on the other side, we look at it as in being a space where you're not a full cup, where you're open to learning. So one part of it is having an attitude of gratitude. The second part is being open to learning and taking others' opinions. Is in as a student, for instance, if you're a fighter and you know it all, or as a businessman and you say no, I don't need any help, I know it all. It's probably not going to serve you as well as, for instance, being someone who can be open to listening to what other people have and being grateful for. Being grateful. It's okay. No, it's not worries. And being grateful for where you are. Yeah. So those are 2 areas where I speak about humility.
Yeah, it's grounded. Like sometimes I had to bite my tongue and just fucking. Bit of ego was maybe getting there, or maybe thinking I knew too much. Even employing people, thinking, oh sure, they don't know what they're talking about, but why did you employ them in the first place? They do know what they're talking about. And giving people, just fucking trusting people and saying, look, okay, I believe you can do this job. And let people just get on with it, you know. Legacy. What's my legacy? My legacy will be remembered as a really good publican, operator, entrepreneur, being a great father to my kids, being a good husband to my wife. Any person that ever comes and works for me, they can always say, I work for Johnny Mack in Mack & Sons Group, and he was a really, really nice guy. And that's it. Not be a fucking dickhead, you know. There's plenty of dickheads out there. We don't need any more of them. So just be true to yourself.
Yeah. No.
Just be true to yourself, and that's it.
100%.
You can't take any more from that, can you?
Absolutely. And what you shared there is incredible. Again, I'm so grateful that you actually broke down each principle one by one. Yeah. So that was incredible there. again, just for those who don't know, what's the address of this pub? Where can they find it?
It's
location-wise?
the Ring. It's on the Jubilee line, 72 Blackfriars Road. So if you get out of the Jubilee line in Southwark, you come across the road. The pub is right across the road. Place is full of history. Do some great Thai food. We do our famous spice bag as well. And it's just a great place. We don't show live boxing matches.
Oh, you don't show? Okay.
Because it's a long story. With Sky and all that, you can edit all that. With Sky and all that, it costs a fucking fortune. But we do show all the oldies on the old television.
Hey, even better, because you can't get everywhere. That you can't. So that is exclusive.
Is that John? No, that's Jack Dempsey.
Oh, beautiful! Oh, that's amazing. Definitely going to watch that later. So now, what we like to do is finish on two things. One is a message, because we all face battles in life. Some of us, we face them in the ring. I think that what you shared around the three layers of Jeet Kune Do, it will be enough to help those who want to get stronger, understanding. So just to remind us again what those three stages are within Jeet Kune Do.
I think there's 6 or 7. Footwork and stance. Tool development. Attack, counter-attack and defense. Sorry, I missed one out. Tactics and strategies. So tactics and strategies for us is, this guy is 6 foot tall, I'm fucking 4'8". How can I get in the inside? How can I get in the outside? And then the strategies, how am I going to get there? What tools am I going to use? It's the same when you're working in an office or you're in a working environment. Tactics and strategies, how do you get to the top? So you got tactics and strategies, then you got sparring, and then you got enlightenment, which is the one on the top. So if you get all of them together, and I'm not saying I have all of them yet, but I abide by those every day.
Yeah.
So if you can accomplish all of that, and just every day, just spend 10 minutes to yourself going, right, how am I feeling today? What am I going to do? Is there anything on my mind? Go to work with a clear head. And the best thing I've learned out of all of this is listen. And don't answer back. And the less said, easily mended. And never talk down at people. Always give them a chance. If that's their focus and they give it a go, and if it works, brilliant. And if it doesn't, you can always say, well, it was your idea, and move forward. But all this pointing fingers and do this and being a dictator and all that, you won't get the best out of people for that.
100%.
Trust.
And so based on that listening, I like to listen to hear, if someone's facing a battle in life, what words of advice or encouragement would you give them to help them overcome their challenges or their setbacks that they faced?
They need to talk to people. Just get one of your mates. Don't talk about football or women or anything like that. Just sit there with your friend and say, how are you feeling today? And they might go, what are you fucking talking about? Say, how are you feeling today? Is there anything? Let's have a. And then if you can't get out now with them, you can say, well, do you know something? I'm having problems in my marriage, this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. Because when you have a conversation, good conversations always move a small conversation. Somebody might go, yeah, my bird is driving me mad. Why is that? Well, she's drinking too much, or I think she's playing away from home, or something. And then you just get really deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into it. Like, if you don't talk, like fucking suicidal men in this country is through the roof. Because men are so proud, I got egos, and are afraid to say anything to any sort of men. So try and find a men's group out there, find a circle of friends, and find good people and hang around with them.
Well, again, it's been incredible. Thank you very much. Whoa, that is a grip and a half.
Oh,
so
you have to
what
do
a way
the
to finish on. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to give a quick demo. So it's a grip shred challenge. You grab it, give it a squeeze, gives you a score. There's no right or wrong. But there.
You fucking type that. That's the calculator.
So get ready.
I should be good with the left hand though today.
That's it. There we go.
Nice
Nice strong squeeze. That's okay. 3, 2, 1, squeeze. And relax.
57.
Let's
49.
49.2. But don't worry, I do have a documented one of you scoring 57. So we do have that.
I got 54. I looked at my Nico Health thing. It was 54.
54. Okay.
Let me try the right hand.
Okay, let's try the right hand. Go on. Let's see what we've got here. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze. And relax. So
50. That's not
50.
bad.
There we go. So we round it off with a nice 50. So again, thanks again, Johnny Mac, for having us today.
Get that book.
It's incredible.
By the way, yeah. Happy days.
Appreciated.
Cheers, Kieran.
This is good for you.
And I got a signed book
Thanks
from Kieran
again.
as well. To Johnny and
Absolutely.
Ryan at the Ring SE1. Keep being amazing ambassadors for the sweet science. Bash.
That's it, Bosh. Let's get it.
Boom. That was good.